to save. It wouldn't be good enough to save if that's all it was. Hey, officer. Good, how are you?
So there's no problem with what you're saying or anything like that.
Okay.
But you have to have a permit to use a bullhorn or any kind of audio device.
Is there a way to get like some kind of documentation on that?
You have to go through the village. It's an ordinance issue.
Do you have the ordinance on hand that I can look at?
I'm not required to give it to you, so I'm not going to do that right now. I'm on the way to another call. I'm just as a courtesy letting you know. You cannot use the loudspeaker device or a bullhorn or anything of that type.
You know what ordinance that is so I can look it up?
Well, I'm on the way to a call. I'd have to go look it up right now.
Okay, to come back when you look it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
As a courtesy, I'm telling you, you cannot do it. I'm not required to tell you what the ordinance is right this minute, but if you want to move with the citation, I will give you the ordinance on the citation.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Take my word for it, because I have to go through the ordinance book and look it up.
That's what officers should do, right?
We're going to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, I like your camera. Just so you know, mine's recording too. I am being ordered to tell you...
What law am I breaking?
You're not allowed to use a bullhorn in public without a permit.
Where's the law that shows that, though? That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to be a troublemaker. I'm just asking where's the law.
No, you are
that says
being a problem because you're being argumentative and you want to prove your point.
No,
okay?
Officer,
I'm telling you can't. If you want, it's not my job to tell you unless I'm going to cite you. Okay? But hold on a second. I will do you a favor and I will get the ordinance for you.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
And then you're not going to use the bullhorn.
As an officer, I just figured you'd have.
Can you tell me the ordinance by the number so this gentleman will cease and desist before he gets the ticket?
You having a bad day?
No. But it's just when people want to argue with me and make my job more difficult. I'm going to another call.
Sir,
I'm telling you, you can't do it. And you want to argue about it.
Well, let me tell you why. I've had officers come up in the past and they'll tell me things that are untrue about certain laws. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm saying that we have to protect ourselves too. What
was the number on the noise ordinance again? Okay. Under the village ordinance 38-31, you're not allowed to use a bullhorn unless you have a permit.
Is that show that to me though?
I don't need to show it to you. I'm telling you, under ordinance in the village of Redoso, which I'm not required to show it to you.
Oh man, why are you all uptight?
Go ahead. Because you want to make this more difficult than it has to be.
Well, don't you respect me enough to actually tell me, as far as what I can and can't do?
No, he wants to argue and make this more difficult than it has to be, but he doesn't have a permit.
So if you were to cite me, would you show me the ordinance?
If you would, because he's not going to stop unless I give him a citation or I tell him what the ordinance is. So we're about to go to ordinance. Here's the deal, okay? Let me see your ID.
I don't have an ID.
You're going to identify yourself?
I am not, sir. I have not broken the law.
Turn around. You're being detained. Put your camera down.
For what?
Put your camera down.
Here, Kyle.
What law am I breaking? I'm going to detain you because I asked you. I'm here for a lawful purpose, okay?
What law am I breaking? That's all I'm asking.
Concealing identity.
I'm not concealing it. I don't have any law.
And I asked you to identify yourself. You said no.
If I'm not breaking the law, I don't have it.
No, that's not. You going to identify yourself? Are you going to identify yourself?
Am I breaking the law?
Are you going to identify yourself? Okay, let's go. You're under arrest. I asked you and you said no. See how easy that is?
I don't see it. I'm not breaking the law.
Do you see how easy that is? Now you made this more difficult.
Okay, I'm with them. Thank you.
And you wonder why we get... Watch that. When I order you to identify yourself, you shall identify yourself. If not, you're violating the law. Okay? So, his last name is Detention. D-E-N-T-O-N.
Hey, Kyle, bring that camera a little bit.
Mine's recording too, dude.
That's all right.
I'm required to have one. Okay? Yeah, I had to detain him. He was concealing identity, but he finally gave his ID. So I'm getting his birthday right now. What's your birthday? Why didn't you tell me you had a permit? No? Well, am I being told that you have a permit for an amplified device?
I sent it in. I didn't know that it went through. Did it go through? I guess it went through.
Why you gotta make this difficult?
I didn't know.
It's real easy. Okay, I stopped. I wasn't trying to mess with you. I've been through here a bunch and I see I didn't stop. Somebody called in. Ain't number one that gives me a lawful right to approach you and verify you. Explain law to you. Okay? I'm not trying to harass you. But when people call and complain, I have to act. There's a village ordinance. You must have a permit for an amplified device. If you do not have that permit on your person, you do not have an amplified device. If you say, yes sir, I want to use it before I do fine. But you have to make the mountain out of the law. Do you understand? You already know because you sent in the permit.
I didn't know that.
You knew you had to have a permit. And our code enforcement officers always want. So you already know. You're already aware. You're playing games and this is what you get. Why do you have to make your life so damn difficult? You think you're going to catch me violating some civil rights or something? Is that what you're about?
No, like I said, in the past, we've had officers who David spoke to those things about everything we do about that.
Gotta check. No, this is not the place to check that kind of stuff. I'm not required to tell you what it is if I don't have it at hand. We have working documents like that day. I had to dig through all that stuff. I'm gonna wait till another call. Okay? Just quit causing. There's no reason for this. You're standing in handcuffs. Now these people think that I'm some kind of anti-Jesus person because you're preaching and you're in handcuffs. You're making my life more difficult for no damn reason. I'm not the cop who's going to tolerate that kind of stuff because that's not how it works. Okay? I'm only required to tell you what law you've broken if I detain you, arrest you, or cite you. That is statute. Okay? That's how it works. If I tell you any kind of ordinance or something, and I'm not saying, hey, give me your identification, I'll get you a citation, you should be thankful. I said, yes, sir. Okay?
No thanks.
I really don't have my idea. I was lying.
But how come you just say James?
I thought you were telling me to get mine.
Identify yourself.
I thought you were telling me.
How old are you? 35. You're not 10. A reasonable person would not. I don't have my ID on me, but hey, officer, here's my name and his birthday.
I didn't know this was
Fine, man. With all the stuff going on, all the stuff I got to deal with, if you make this more difficult, it has to be.
No, like I said, we stops them, man. We pray for you guys.
But you were already where you had to have a permit for your amplified device. Because you sent one in.
Things can change.
For an amplified device?
So do I have a permit or not?
27.
I didn't know I had to. I mean,
Can you verify if James Denton has a permit for an amplified device? Let me take this. Did you understand why somebody like me would get a little irritated? When
I don't know, man. I mean,
I'm just trying to give you a simple warning
yeah.
to go about my day because I've got other stuff I've got to do, and you're going to give me a hard time. This is
I'm
why.
not trying to give you every time.
This is why. But you did.
Why is it asking for the ordinance?
No, because usually 9 times out of 9, if somebody starts that stuff, then we're going to go into the whole sovereign citizen. I don't have to identify myself and all that stuff. But you refuse to identify yourself, okay? You just have to get the one today that's not going to argue a whole lot. I'm going to tell you once, and then I'm going to move on, okay? You didn't tell me who you were, so we moved the hand, so I detained you. You're not under arrest. I didn't arrest you. But I'm going to detain you because I figured you don't look like the kind of guy that's going to stick to a story about it. I ain't giving it to you. We didn't have to get to that point. Okay? So, did they say they did or not? I don't have the time, and I don't have to go through my book and tell you every little. There's so many ordinances, statutes, state statutes, county ordinances, and all that stuff. I don't remember them offhand. But I I know where to find them if I have to write a citation. If an officer, most of the time, is going to tell you, that's why you need to be clear. If I told you something that you knew was wrong, maybe I could see the attitude. Right? But you knew that you had that permit.
I didn't know what it said.
Things don't change, so they don't answer. No, they don't change it too. It's because they have to publish it. It is your responsibility as a citizen to keep abreast of new changes. Ignorance of the law is not a defense of prosecution, right?
Yeah.
Okay? If you don't know it, it's not my fault that you break it.
All I was asking, man, before.
I know you were asking.
What number? That's all I'm asking.
But when you start off being argumentative like that, next thing I know, I'm probably going to be on YouTube for arresting a street preacher. I don't care because I'm in the right and I know what I'm doing. I know what I can.
But I'm just asking, man, like, what's the better way to approach it if I'm looking for the ordinance? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's no other way to say
if the
that.
officer is busy going to some other call or he doesn't want to answer you, the state of Mexico has every statute online. Okay? I'm only required to tell you what it is if I'm citing you, arresting you, or charging you.
Okay, I thought
As
you
a
were
courtesy,
yeah, right.
as a courtesy, if I have time, then I will tell you, or I will look it up.
Yeah, all right.
I stopped here because I'm on a call on Highway 7 first. I stopped real quick because I figured, hey, so our code enforcement officer said you did apply, and he doesn't know what the status of it is, but you're fine to continue doing what you're doing with miles. You could have cleared that up. Right?
I agree, man. All right.
But you knew you had that permit. We already know. Don't even try to say, well, I didn't. Because you wouldn't have applied for a permit unless
Yeah. I was aware that the area needed one.
So why all this?
I just asked what the ordinance was.
Code enforcement officer didn't tell you when he talked to you?
Yeah, but my mind's not that good.
Well, you see you playing games.
I'm not, man. I'm not.
We were. Okay. You understand now?
Yeah.
Are there any hard feelings?
No, I don't have any hard feelings.
Okay. I don't either.
All right.
Because that's what I do. But in the future, man, just say, hey, where can I find the ordinance? Okay? Because you're going to get some guys that aren't trying to be helpful. I'm not. I've been here for what, 10 minutes now? I've got to call home. We're kind of busy today. Okay? So in the future, man, I got enough to deal with and enough other crap going on that this is silly. Okay?
Yeah, I didn't know I had one. I really didn't. Otherwise, I wouldn't
Well,
have.
you know you put one in. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
But he said you're okay to continue doing what you're doing.
Okay.
That's where our ordinance officers should. Nobody should miss it. We're aware of it. If it happens again, somebody forgets something. But Monday, I would call and say, hey, this is not just my okay?
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Well, let's try not to.
Yeah. It's all good, man.
Okay?
It's all good.
This is
Like I said, we
unnecessary.
appreciate what you guys do, man. We appreciate you all.
Am I gonna make it sound
Put your lives on the line and stuff. We just help preaching. You know how to do it.
Yeah, until I showed up.
Yeah.
It's not
Well, like I said in the past, we've had guys that, they kind of push things. Not here, but in other areas. So.
okay. Well,
just never know.
here's how I would approach that. What you're doing is you're trying to put a big pot on a bully. You're saying I'm just like
Oh, right.
You're profiling me,
Yeah.
and how'd that work out for you?
Well, the thing is,
Unless I'm the one who is giving you wrong information in the past. If I were you, I would not do what you did based on your experience with cops somewhere else.
But you know why though, right?
Why?
Because, well, if I came, let's say I came and you came up and said, hey, you want to be here in Center Street.
What's that?
And then I find out later on that I actually,
Yeah.
I guess it's a
well, I've lost the
amplification
You
thing.
have the right to
Yeah.
feel that and claim that.
They're gonna let him do it.
There's
They're gonna let him do it.
This is First Amendment right. It's not like he's violating it by hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Take pride.
Yeah, I don't honestly know how it works with amplification.
And that is the problem. I'm not saying you, but a lot of people are arguing.
How are you guys doing today?
Start traffic sidewalk.
Have a good one.
Okay. And I understand because I've seen other police. But you're not going to do well. You're trying to argue it, fight it, or wanted to go have a drink, do whatever. I'll remember. Okay, just try to go through all of it. It's not the way the system is set up. The system is not perfect. It works for the most part. Okay?
Thank you, officer. I appreciate
But the whole synopsis of the situation is you're good to go.
All right. I appreciate it.
And in the future,
man, that's where we're heading out. I think okay. I appreciate it.
just make sure that you do your research. Do your
Yeah, I do now. Right?
You did before.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you
I
need to
still
follow
look
up
for the
on it.
ordinance. Okay, I will.
I told you.
Have a good one, man.